I'm sure somebody must have spoken before. No? You all have been seeking and seeking the truth about yourself. Where does the truth lie? When are we the most truthful people? Where, at what point, we cannot deceive, whatever we may try. When it is heartfelt, when it is our heart's desire, then we always try to go ahead with it. But it has to be heart's desire, not the rationality, not the brain's desire, because you can make your brain understand. Your intelligence can be compromised. But whatever is heartfelt, you want to do it. You cannot be satisfied without doing that. So in the heart lies the truth. That is the spirit that lies in your heart. But that is not in our conscious mind. We do not know how it manifests. We have heard that it is eternal, indestructible, is the source of joy, and is the attention of God. That's what we have heard. All such things which are preached may be regarded as hearsays. People might say, what's the proof that there is a spirit in our heart? Thank God people have discovered the heart at least there, if not the spirit. How are we to believe that there is spirit? That we have a dimension which is beyond this human dimension, which is the dimension of the spirit, the spiritual dimension, by which we can feel the all-pervading power of divine love. This is all being told to us by all the priests of all the religions. Now, where is that spirit? Whether it resides in the heart or where? How are we to know? How are we to believe? Or are we to deny all those people? Did they tell us lies about it? They may say, you imagine now. Your awareness is that of the spirit. By imagination, you are not there. It's just in imagination. Suddenly you find it was just a bubble and the whole thing has burst off. So today, the questioning mind comes to a point to inquire, is there something called spirit that we have to identify with? This inquiry itself is a seeking. Because you also do not know what is the meaning of your life. You also do not know why you were made a human being. What was the need for the nature to create human beings on this earth? Why they took so much time to create it, evolve us to this stage where we are called as human beings? Nobody asks the question why. The scientists do not. Also, the people who are so-called religious do not ask the question why. They just believe in it. Have faith. Have faith. Faith is the only way you can go to God. Blind faith. That's a good consolation. Just a consolation for the heart. Oh, I have faith in this and this. But tomorrow our children will ask us. I mean, they are already asking, what is all this going about? Why are you wasting your time and our time in all these useless things? And they are going to ask. Is there any truth in what you are saying? Is there God? So a long time back, people decided, forget God. Turn your back. That question is a mystery, forget it. Let's start something else. So they started science, this, that. Science is nothing but whatever is there. You just say, with these gross eyes, human eyes, you see now a hall like this and a carpet and all that. You see whatever you see, you just say, this is it, this is it. The laws of science are also whatever they see, experimented. Whatever is discovered, because it exists, so whatever they have discovered, it is the science. But there may be something they have not been able to discover, something beyond, and could be always, because every theory they put up is challenged. Every new thought they put in is challenged. Even whatever are accepted as Newton's law and all that are challenged today. So everything is challenged and human beings are just confused. They can't understand whether there is some truth in it or not. In this era of confusion, seekers are born. These are the seekers of the truth. It's a rare category. Used to be very rare before. Not in this age, of course. In this age, there are many. They are really seekers. Of course, some could be just out of fashion, are seekers, because everybody is a seeker, all right. Everybody is a hippie, I become a hippie. They are all going on those skates. Let me also buy some skates. It's like that, you see. But some are really seekers. They may do some guru shopping, they may go round, they may have a little fun here and there, they may try to go to places where their ego is pampered and they may like to spend some money if they have some extra money inherited or something. Like putting it on a horse, they may put it for their spiritual life. Anything is possible. But one has to understand, why are we seeking? Again, the why. Of course, because we do not know the meaning of our life. But maybe that we have evolved to this state and we have to evolve to some higher state. Like the fishes who were in the sea were quite happy. But one or two of them started seeking something else. So they came out of the sea and started seeking. And they became turtles or reptiles. And the evolution started moving further. We have not yet reached the epitome, or we say the climax of our evolution, because we do not know our meaning. For example, now this instrument as it is, we see, to a lay person like me, it will be difficult to guess what it is for. And even to a person who knows what it is, will be difficult to play it if he does not know. And a person who also knows how to play will be difficult to play it if it is not connected to the means. So, we can say there are people of 4 types in this world. Out of them, the seekers are the ones who are just ready to be connected to the means. They are a type. As soon as they are connected to the means, they start manifesting themselves very well. Immediately they start understanding Sahaja. Sahaja. Saha means with, Ja means born. Is born with you. This right to be in union with God, that is yoga, is born with you. And this Sahaja, this spontaneous happening, takes place more in a seeker than in a non-seeker. The one who knows how to play this instrument is the one who can connect. The second one is the one who wants to know how to play it. Will be the first to know how to play it. But those who do not want, who are not interested, those who just come to show off, those who are not seekers, they may be some big people, maybe kings and queens and maybe anything. They might be priests, they might be anything, but those who do not want to know about their spirit are difficult, or extremely difficult. It's a headache. Sometimes they feel they are going to oblige SahajaYoga by coming to SahajaYoga. It's just the other way around. SahajaYoga is a very receding force. It judges you very much. This evolution takes place in people who want to know, who want to get into it. Imagine of the fishes who came out of the water. They can't live without water. To come out of water and to find their new ways of life, new understanding of the soil was very difficult. Though SahajaYoga is not difficult at all. Once you get your realization, once the Kundalini rises, when she pierces your fontanelle bone, when you get your baptism, when it passes through various chakras and enlightens your different centers, you get all the blessings of this power within you, which is resting, sleeping, which you can awaken and use it. When this power rises, she cools you down completely. She's so blissful. She's compassion. She forgives. There are people who think, oh mother, we have committed so many sins. Nothing. She just forgives. Forgiving is her nature. She has to forgive. She finds her own way. She enlightens all the chakras by itself. It's your own mother. Sleeping for days together, years together, ages together, lives together. And she rises. She rises and she pierces this area. And you become a different person altogether. Like an egg becoming a bird. You become a bird. Your awareness is different. Bird has a different awareness from an egg's awareness. And that is the real second birth. It's not that you just certify yourself, oh, I am born again. There are people who are going around, we are born again. I said, well, who says so? Yes, we are. But how? What is the proof that you are born again? If you are going to live with myths, If you are going to live with untruth, you can go ahead. Nobody can stop you. You have freedom. You have freedom to do what you like. Whatever things you want to do, you can do it. And learn from your mistakes, errors. Nobody can stop you. That's your freedom. Once granted, is granted forever. I mean, if somebody wants to take 2 running jumps and go to hell, how can you stop? You cannot stop it. It's only you, when you get your realization, then you know that where is the spirit. You know that you are the spirit. You know it within yourself, not just the rational mind tells you, oh, I am the spirit, just to believe I am the spirit. It's not that. But you start manifesting your spirit. And manifestation of spirit gives you complete enlightenment within, because you can feel your centers on your fingers. Normally you don't feel. You don't know what centers you have. Even a child can feel the centers on the fingers. Even the person who cannot speak, who is deaf, can feel these centers. All these 7 centers you can feel. Not only of your own, but of others. As you grow in your knowledge how to use this new power, then you can cure others of their various problems of the chakras, and you can give them realization too. You can do it. It's your own spirit that is going to work. It's the manifestation of your own spirit. Then you know the knowledge. You know the truth. Embodying all the truths is one truth, is that you are the instrument of God. And the power of divine love starts flowing through you. And you can know what is that power through feeling it in your conscious mind. Not only that, but you can maneuver it. You can master it. This is what one has to expect of self-realization. Not a certificate, not just a book, not just a receipt that I have paid so many pounds to someone. It's the certificate that you have to give yourself very truthfully. Your own truthfulness is challenged in SahajaYoga. You cannot lie. When you get your realization, you do feel. And if you do not get it, you just do not get it. Nobody can force the realization on you. One can help. For example, now there are so many SahajaYogis today here sitting, very beautiful people. They are just outwardly just like you. But from their hand, this power is flowing. And they know how to maneuver, how to give power to your aura, to your kundalini, to invite her, because they are enlightened ones, and the enlightened ones can enlighten the unenlightened ones. And once the unlet enlightened are also enlightened, they can do the same thing to others after learning the method how to do it. But before that, you are naive. You do not know anything about it. So far, whatever you have known, if it was of any value, you would have been there. But you do not know, and one should not feel bad about it. Because we are born like that. We have to be born again. There's nothing wrong in being born as human being and then to be born again. Only human beings can be born again, not animals. So there's nothing to feel bad about it. Some people get hurt when they find other SahajaYogis are working on them. But tomorrow the same SahajaYogis, you will be amazed, will be helping you very much to sustain your realization. And then you will become a Sahaja and you will start doing it. And then the whole priorities will change, because the joy of your spirit is so great, is so tremendous, that you would not like to lose it. And it flows through your fingers like cool breeze. And that's the indication that you are all right. The spirit is manifesting. But when you displease the spirit, you will immediately know that the vibrations have stopped. Any question, any fundamental question, like, is there God? If you ask, immediately the vibrations will start coming with great power, showing that, yes, there is God. Your computer starts working. It is so amazing. It is so amazing because you do not know that you are a computer. It would be like a television set suddenly brought to some villagers, and you started, they say, what? It looked like a box, ordinary box, and what has started? Some pictures have started coming into it. In the same way, you are made that way, specially by God Almighty. If you want, I'll call it nature. And now you have become that. So becoming is the main point in Sahaja Yoga, not just lecturing, talking about it. You may hear all my lectures. There are, I don't know how many hundreds. You may do anything you like. Nothing will go into your head or into your heart unless and until you have realization. It can only mean to you that yes, there is a way of doing it and all that. But unless and until you have actualized it, it is useless. Everything is useless for you. So it is the actualization, it's the real happening one should ask for. And if it happens to you, you should know that God has blessed you specially. There are very few people in this world, I found when I was born, who were realized souls. And today there are so many. They speak the same language, they talk the same language, they understand it, what it is. Because now they are exposed to the new laws of divinity. The divine laws, the laws of God's kingdom, they are very different from what we know. Unless and until you evolve into that new state, you cannot understand God. You have to know yourself to know God. It's like the eyes that have to open to see the color. In the same way, your spirit has to come into your conscious mind so that you know God in your conscious mind. I would like you people to ask me some questions, the new people who have come and old people. If there are any questions, I would like to answer. But you see, it's such a big subject, and every time I have to go with the introduction. I thought somebody must have given some introduction to you, but it doesn't matter. There's a book which you can read and find out yourself. But its best is to know, is to have it. What can one do? Good idea. You got realization last time. The problem is, it's a collective happening. Many people have to get realization. And it's not individualistic. You see, we are all part and parcel of the whole. See? So if one finger is enlightened, that finger should try to enlighten another finger. That is the best way. Best way. Because once this finger tries that, it gets its power more. Why should God give power to anyone who just wants to keep it to himself? The power increases as you start giving it to others. Like when you open one door, no air will come in. But if you open the other door, the circulation starts. In the same way, when you start giving it to others, start raising the Kundalini. Right now you can start. Just don't be afraid. You can do it. you'll find immediately inside you'll be coming up. Those who try to be exclusive and try to be something great by doing everything at home and especially for myself, they are nowhere. I find such people have horrible drawbacks. Mix up with other people, share it all the time, and give realizations to others. Those who have given realizations to others have come up very much. Those who think of others being realized come up much faster than the people who sit at home and meditate for 5 hours. There's no need to meditate like that. At the most, just to cleanse yourself, you can spend about 10-15 minutes. But there are many people whose attention is only on themselves. I must cleanse, I must cleanse, I must do this. Such people do not get very far in Sahaja. Those people who try to do it for others, talk to other people, work out much better. I would say Australians have done much better than English have done. Maybe because of their temperaments, maybe. And they're not such closed people. You see, for example, they have their friends, and there's no taboo on discussing religion with friends as it is in England. I think in England nobody discusses religion. They'll discuss the pubs and all nonsense and all filth, but not the religion. They're not supposed to. In etiquettes, you see, it's prohibited, I think. So naturally, this taboo leads you nowhere because you can't talk to your SahajaYoga, to your friends who are there, who are your friends. If they come to your house, you can ask them what is the new wines there are in the market, or something such an important thing, about they would talk. But you can't talk about religion or of your experiences of SahajaYoga. That's the problem. It's regarded as bad manners. And now the question is that these things are to be shared, and that's why the SahajaYoga, you can only talk among SahajaYogis, so circulates among SahajaYogis. Nobody wants to hear about it. Even if you try to tell them, they'll say, oh, don't tell us that, we are not interested. It's a very funny thing. The other day I met a gentleman who had divorced his wife, and she got a realization somewhere and he got a realization somewhere, and both of them met in a group. They said, how are you here? He said, how are you here? He said, we both got realization. She said, but you never told me about it. She said, I didn't want to discuss religion. So she said, I also got realization. I didn't want to discuss religion. Ultimately, they discussed their divorce and had a divorce, you see. And if they had just told them that both of them are realized, they would have never divorced, because he thought this lady is not a seeker, so he divorced her, and she thought he was not a... Even if they had felt each other's vibrations, they would have been all right to know. But she got a realization in another place and he got realization in another place, and they never knew that both are realized people on the same plane. He thought she was very materialistic, and she thought that he was very materialistic, and there was a misunderstanding about it. And they are not to discuss. You should not say these things. Naturally, poor things ended up in a divorce, and now they want to marry again. This is one of the reasons why in this country I think SahajaYoga doesn't work out, because you are not supposed to tell anyone. At the most, you may tell it to your children, maybe, I don't know, to your mother, father sometimes. And all such people who have tried have been able to bring their relations here. But it's only relations, not in friends. With friends you are not supposed to say. It's a funny thing, isn't it? This is the society. What to do now? I hope gradually it will change when people will know about these things. And in Australia, what they do is they have program for 7 days. It's very interesting. I've got from there, the ashram, they have a 7 days program. And out of this, one day they have a public program. On this day, every SahajaYogi is supposed to bring 4 more. He's not allowed to come unless he brings 4 more that day. And you have to bring 4 more. You cannot just come to mother's program and they can't listen to my tapes or anything unless and until they bring 4 more. But it's possible in Australia, because I found the people are much more open, you see. And They are. I mean, here because of the climate, maybe, or we are frightened of others, whatever it is. There are certain taboos, like etiquettes. I think they don't believe much in etiquettes, perhaps. Like here, there was a announcement that now you need not do curtsy because of tight clothes, so you can just bow. You see, something like that may turn up now, that you can discuss about seeking, if not about religion. I hope so. And this may be one of the reasons people just can't talk about it. But still, whosoever whom you know, you should try to tell them that I have an experience, I met such and such person and this and that. Immediately you will be surprised, your vibrations will go up. It is like this, that the bigger the room, the bigger is the light provided for. If it is smaller room, then we don't put a big light, isn't it? In the same way, if you have a wider thing, there's one gentleman in India, I told you, that he gave realization to 10,000 people. I must say that in Cambridge, Hillary and Jim and Dawn have given realization to so many people, so many people. It's interesting because there are Chilean people, you see, and the Chileans don't believe in such etiquettes, you see. So it has worked with them. Maybe one day this may work out here when we'll talk to others. So this is the only way you can really grow. Beg pardon? Yes. Mm. No, of course it is. It is very important. No, that's true. You have to cleanse yourself also. There's a way and method. You see, this I will must circulate that. It's a beautiful thing they have written down. These Australians, how they cleanse themselves, how they clear out their chakras. That is very important. Of course, you have to clean. Say, supposing you clean your car every day and you don't move out. So after some time, it will become a junk. It's like that. See, you are cleaning yourself for what? What is the purpose? Every day we are cleaning, say, the house and everything, and not even a rat comes in. Then what's the use of such a house? If we clean all the lamps, it should give light. Otherwise, what's the use of cleaning? It must have a purpose. You must have a purpose. Otherwise, some people are just meditating for what? I just don't understand. Why are they meditating? For what? In all these gurus, they just say, oh, you go home and meditate. But do what? Next time, bring all the money to me and again you go home and meditate. Then if money is finished, now sell your house, bring all the money to me and meditate. Then that is done, then sell your car, sell everything. You stand on the streets and meditate. This is not the way. It has become a sort of a pastime for people. Instead of going to pubs, maybe it is expensive, better meditate. It's something like that. It has no meaning to this meditation. Meditation is that you have to be in meditation. When you see that the centers are in problem, you cleanse them understandingly, purify them, and then use it for a purpose of giving it to others. And once you start doing it, it works better. Your instrument works much better. It's a dual way of doing things. All right? Mm. Yes, of course. Minimum of minimum. No, I wouldn't say that. You see, the realization is that it's a first is a linear movement of the Kundalini, all right? So it depends on the what chakras are catching. Supposing somebody has a Nabhi problem. So you can't say it's a different stage, but he has a Nabhi problem, a particular problem. Somebody has some other problem like that. But The other stage comes in when we would say that once the first stage is called as Nirvichar Samadhi. That you achieve even before realization. I mean, you achieve, but you do not retain it. Means when the Kundalini crosses over this center, then this Nirvichar Samadhi means thoughtless awareness, this one settles it. But with this you can cure people, but cannot raise Kundalini. But when it pierces through, then you can raise the Kundalini of other people. But when it is settled down nicely, and when you are absolutely without any doubts, it's a state of mind that comes into you, where you are absolutely doubtlessly aware. When that happens, then only we expose you to new experiences. Before that, we do not. That's the thing we have. A little, we should say, a little group of people where you have to go up to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Unless and until you go to that stage, you cannot be exposed to new experiences because you may shun it. Because the truth can be quite difficult. So that's the second stage, we can say, where you are exposed to those new experiences. But first stage is to become thoughtlessly aware with the vibrations. But you can give realization to others. You can give. But Nirvikalpa is a different thing. That whatever may happen, you know that this is the truth. Whatever may happen. That stage is to be achieved. It's a stage. It's a very high stage, I would say, where you are so sensitive to things that immediately you know what is negativity, from where it is coming, how the attack is coming, how others are affected. We have quite a lot of them among here also people. And then you are exposed to new experiences better, and then you rise in there. That's the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Then the self-realization complete comes in a person, where he's not bothered about catching from anyone or getting any catches or anything. And he goes on with a very confident attitude towards SahajaYoga. I mean, he is not bothered whether I'm catching or something is happening, I will not see that person, that sort of stage. And we have some people on that stage who are, I can say, self-realized fully. They can control even elements. There are people, we have got such people. Beyond that is the stage of God's realization. That's again in three stages works out. But just now let's start from the very beginning. And it will work out, I'm sure. Now I've been working here for 7 years, and actually some of these people who are at Nirvikalpa have not been here even for a year. So it can work very fast. As the people grow in number, these stages also grow in sort of in maturity very fast. You mature much as the people are more. When there were few people, you should know that I had 6 people. I was struggling with them for 4 years in England. Even in India, the first disciples who got realization were with me for 2 years continuously, and then they got realization. The first 12. It's like that. Now, you know, everybody, all of you are giving realization. Oh, dynamic. Absolutely dynamic. Efficiency is too simple a word. You just become dynamic. Because the dynamics start flowing through you. You don't know how things work out. It's amazing. It's amazing how things work out. Then all the forces which are dynamic, divine, start their play. In every way, material way also, I must say. Like London Sahajogis wanted to have some houses. They said, all right. Now they have so many houses, they don't know what to do with them. This is the condition. They don't know what to do, from where to get people to house them. Is this the condition? While nobody can get a house like that. For 1 year absolutely free, or 2 years absolutely free, a house this is just to be painted or something. And many houses like that, they are getting one after so many houses, they don't know what to do with that. I mean, a person will have to live in 3 houses if you have to divide them. And a lady came to me, she said, I'm told that houses are only given to SahajaYogi, so I want to join SahajaYoga. I said, very good idea. But first you must get your realization. Otherwise, the SahajaYogis won't have you anywhere near. They don't want people with bad vibrations. So you have to get your realization. I mean, it's just one of the small instances, but there are 1,001. It becomes dynamic. Your desire gets enlightened. First of all, your desires becomes sensible. You have wise desires, and they get enlightened. Means you desire, you get it. You are amazed. It is fantastic. Again. Can you stand up, please? I can't hear you. You please stand up here.
Describe how the Holy Spirit came on the apostle, and the acts of the apostle said. Was that the same thing that you were talking about?
I don't think that was Holy Ghost. These apostles were also, just said the better. You will know about them. They were not realized, they never believed in Christ. Till he got his resurrection, which they saw with their eyes, they never believed in it. You will know more about them. I don't want to go into any controversies, but that's not the way. You see, there are many people you have seen now. The other day I saw in BBC a man who is painting like Van Gogh. And he can say that, I have got Holy Ghost on me. That's not the way, it's a spirit. Why God? God should make him paint like him. If God has to give you something, he has to give you something that you cannot do. If you start speaking many languages, maybe so means dead spirits must have entered into people. There are many people who do that way. They just start talking so many languages. There are spirits in them. What is there to speak many languages? What is so great? We have in India one gentleman who can speak 28 languages. So what? He's not a realized soul by any chance. How to talk? They were just ordinary fishermen. And they would not listen. You see, they were thinking they are obliging Christ. Every day there were a list of relations who were sick, were brought to Christ, and big problem, Very tragic thing. Horrible. People are much wiser now. It's very different now. I mean, how could you talk to these people about Kundalini? Could you? This is what happened with everyone who came on this earth. Even Muhammad Sahib. They know how to butcher. You see, these people are not seekers. And they came to Christ. They were not seekers. If they were, I would say John was the best among. Even Matthews, he argued so much about the Immaculate Conception. You see, you don't know what was all that. Forget it. You'll know about them later on. It is better you see now to yourself. Now I am before you. Alright, forget about them. Let's have it out. It's not that same thing. You won't be speaking many languages, I can assure you. But cold wind is a thing. That's the thing. That's very true. We have one experience of that. One gentleman who was doing black magic. I mean, they say he was Archbishop of black magic. He came to SahajaYoga, you see. And he got his realization, he got the cold wind. And after that, all the cups and saucers in his house started flying around and everything happening, you see. I mean, it has happened very recently, about, I think, 15, 20 days back. And about 12 o'clock in the night, from people from Brighton rang me up 12 o'clock in the night. Mother, horrible things happening. I said, what happened? We gave realization to one man. And the whole house is in a whirlwind. Everything is moving around and we don't know what to do and everything cracking. Oh God, I said, who is this gentleman whom you gave realization? He said, he's very great in black magic and this and that. I said, why did you give him realization? It's a thing, they try to tempt, because the spirits were around and they wanted to tempt him. They want to frighten also, because he has been so much with them, they don't want him to give them up. And these things happen. But that's not the thing that we should expect. There was a lady whom I gave realization. I told her that because you have been indulging into nonsensical things, your guru was a very great tantric and he used to do all such tricks. You may start doing that after realization also. So she said, no, mother, I don't want all that. I want param. I want the reality. I don't want that. I said, but still it will happen. So somebody may try to tempt you. So because they do not want you to be realized. And it happened to her. She started, rice started falling from her hand. And then she took another turn. Ultimately, she became a mad woman. So it is so. It can happen, but rarely, not so much. If you have not been a professional black magician or something, it will not happen. We have misunderstood many things. And that's why it is necessary to know it and then understand. Because if I tell you something, there will be a blockade and a barrier in your mind. As it is, people are brainwashed by so many things. Like those who are Muslims don't want to look at Christ. They don't want to hear. Those who are Christians don't want to hear about anybody else. Those who are, say, Hindus, they don't want to know about anybody else, you see. But SahajaYoga gives meaning to all of them. To all of them are important. All of them. Everyone is important for SahajaYoga. And they reside within us in those different chakras. It's a very different thing. One has to first see and then judge. Not to judge about anything without seeing it. Without seeing, whatever we judge may not be correct. Alright? Should we have the vibrations now? Please put your hands. Just be relaxed. You have to ask for your realization. Otherwise it doesn't work out, I must tell you. Douglas, please open these windows. There should be some cross ventilation, I think. Let it be, that's sufficient. It's alright. It's like a little Brahmarandra opening. Put your hands like this and close your eyes. Please keep the eyes closed. Don't keep them open because the Kundalini won't rise above the Agya if you keep your eyes open. Please keep them closed.